So what time zone should we be trading the value trading method? Well, there are a couple of answers to this, and I'm going to explain them to you along with examples. Okay, so stick with me for this video. If you're unsure about what session to trade this method with, I will answer all your questions here. So I primarily trade the New York session. And the reason I prefer to trade the New York session is because, number one, the volume is higher. So we have a higher amount of transactions going through, meaning we just have more opportunity. There's more opportunity, and also, secondly, it allows my trades to either hit profit or hit loss quicker. When trading the Asian session, the London session even, sometimes those trades, they tend to dawdle a lot and you don't get a lot of moves just because there's less volume, less volatility. So you're ending up sitting around waiting longer for your trades to hit profit or loss. And I don't like waiting. I'm impatient. I'm a scalper. I want ideal scalping conditions. And for me, that means trading the New York session. I can get in and get out pretty quick and know whether I'm right or wrong pretty quick. So that's why I personally prefer the New York session. That being said, I do want to highlight something that I've noticed since trading this way, and that is that during the Asian session, the overnight session, Asian, even during the London, you get some of the best and cleanest, bigger swing setups. So if you're less looking for scalps and more so looking for the bigger plays, those overnight session setups can actually be really, really good. Now let's have a look here. This is just today. So today was obviously, it's the tail end of Monday, which is a half day today. Even on a half day, I'm going to show you a couple of opportunities throughout all sessions. And we'll just have a look and show you as an example of what could have been taken today during any session. So the white line here indicates the Monday open, Sunday open. So that's Sunday's open right there at midnight. And what we have on the charts here is we have the previous day's value levels. So since today would be Sunday/Monday, the previous session's levels we're looking at, value levels, are the Friday levels. So there's Friday's profile. We've got the points of interest extended across the chart to current trading day. We also have the weekly levels on there as well. So when you open up, if you're trading the overnight session on a Sunday like this, I would just draw that profile across to whatever current time is. So say if you start trading at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, you can see there is volume being put in, but it's very, very minimal, right? Very, very minimal. However, you can still somewhat find some setups in here. So just drawing across the profile to here, let's draw it up to this high here. You can see we've put in some levels here already. So there are some volume shelves to play from. Obviously they're just very small because there's low volume, right? So if we draw those across, we do have some setups in there, even if you got it on the higher node there. The good thing about the Asian or the overnight session is that you can use smaller stop losses, and because the ranges are smaller, so you're not really looking to be risking a lot in the Asian session. So you could get in, you could get away with a larger stop loss for something like this. Even if you entered after that shelf got put in there, and you had your stop loss below the second volume shelf, you could do a 15-point stop and you'd still have been all right and target maybe previous day point of control as your take profit. So obviously these are hindsight, guys, but I'm just showing you the opportunity that exists. So that was at 2 a.m. in the morning, right? So that's your overnight heading into London. There's a good opportunity. Then price trades up to the previous day point of control. We're getting into the London Open now. And around previous day's point of control, expectedly it gets a little bit noisy back and forth. But look at this. If you draw the volume profile out across to just before this downwards move, look where the current session point of control is, or the current day point of control for the overnight session is. It's right down here. So as London Open happens at 3 a.m., even though it's going to be a half-day bank holiday on this day, there's still opportunities. So London Open, you draw this profile across and see the current day point of control, current session point of control is sitting there, right? And look where price pulls back into current session point of control. You get long at current session point of control. You could even use the prescribed 12.5 point stop loss as mentioned in the previous video and target previous day's point of control there, 24.75 points. A 1 to 2 risk reward trade right there. And that's right off the London Open using overnight profile plus previous day value levels. So these opportunities still exist. They're obviously just smaller. And then as we got closer to 8:30 here, heading into the start of the New York session, obviously this is when volatility and the range increases. And this is why I prefer the New York session at the moment to the overnight session, is just because look at the scale of the move that happens. You can potentially secure a lot more of a move, and you're not sitting around waiting for, even if it's just a scalp, you're not sitting around waiting for that scalp to hit take profit. I mean, look how long you had to wait for a simple 24-point move on the NASDAQ. You had to wait half an hour for your trade to hit anything. And if you're impatient like me, the New York session is obviously one of the best ones to trade. It is more risky though. More volatility, bigger swings, bigger ranges means larger stop losses. So you can see it's where we've got that big whipsaw all the way through the previous day's value levels from the value area low all the way up to value high, came back, retested point of control fair value of the previous day, and up we are to previous week's value area highs, so on and so forth. So you can see, obviously, a lot more opportunity during the New York session than the overnight sessions. However, it's going to be more wild. But you are going to have bigger ranges to play with. It is more dangerous, but more rewarding at the same time. More risk, more reward. It's how everything goes in business and trading and everything. It really comes down to a matter of personal preference, guys. Are you okay with being patient, trading those overnight sessions, those London sessions? If yes, you can get some pretty safe plays, some decent setups during the overnight session. Otherwise, if you're impatient like me and you want or you're greedy, the New York session is going to satisfy that a lot more for you. Much more opportunities, however, also much more risks, much more potential stop losses to be hit. The range is more violent, more wild. So keep that in mind, but it really just comes down to personal preference. So you must decide based on your personality as a trader, which session works best for you, and obviously working into your life, which session works best for you. But this video is just to highlight that any session can be done. It doesn't have to be the New York session. So if you're international, you want to trade the overnight, you can use this trading style in any session, anytime. As long as there is volume to read, you can trade this way. So there it is, guys. Please put more questions in the comments below about this so we can continue this series. And I'll have another core content episode dropping for you guys later next week.